care for this filter. There we go. Of course, they just want to start doing construction right when I sit down, as they do. They were not doing construction a moment ago, but of course, because I sat out here and want to live stream, they have to do it now. It's also quite hot out here today. Hey, Tara. Okay, I'm trying to get my Wi-Fi to work. It's been a struggle the whole last few days. And then Facebook's like never telling me, no, I don't want that one, I want this one. Of course, they just have to have the saw going in the background, right? Hey, Michelle. Oh, come on. Hey, Melissa. This is really just quite annoying that I can't get the Wi-Fi to work. Oh shoot, and then it just started connecting and then I stopped it. Hey everyone, say hi to me as you're hopping on. Hi Fiona. Okay, looks like it's maybe gonna do it. Come on, oh yeah, baby. There we go. Okay, success. Is the buzzing in the background, is the saw in the background like super annoying? Or can you guys even hear it? Of course, now the dude's gonna start pounding because the saw wasn't enough. Saw just wasn't enough. We needed more noise in the background. Okay, I'm just gonna share this one more place. Can't hear the sawing. Okay, that's good. So it sounds like someone's sawing in my actual eardrum right now. Oh wait, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, we've officially shared it to all the places. Hey, Anahata. Ooh, I've got so many mosquito bites this morning. That was not what's up, I'll tell you that right now. Oh, okay. So many things to talk about today. So many things, so many things. How is everyone, first of all? Good, good, good. I feel like this is really shadowy. Let's see if we can do something about that. I think I'm just sitting in a shadowy place. Oh well, shadowy it will be. I decided to give you a new Hey, apparently I'm very responsive to messages on my business page. My response rate is 1 minute or less. That's because I have a bot. There's no possible way I could be responding that quickly. You ate too many nachos. Hey, Lauren. Well, that's never a good thing. Nachos sound good though. I might have to go get a breakfast burrito after this. Okay, let's talk about some things, shall we? So, I have been so excited for March, you guys. I've been so excited for March. Ugh! I'm not excited about that dude pounding back there, though. What if I just started yelling at him and I was like, stop pounding? Okay, so I've been so excited for March since probably December. So in December, we started laying out the first quarter of the year, and actually further like into May, of all the downloads I'd had about all the programs that I wanted to do and all the offerings. And so we decided to do, there were 2 money things, and we decided that we were gonna do the money things in March. So I've been looking forward to March since December and talking about money, because I love talking about money. So I just wanna say, for those of you that are sick of hearing me talk about money, or do not want to hear me talk about money, or are like, all she ever talks about is money, you're gonna hate this month, and you're probably just gonna wanna unfollow me for the entire month, because all we're talking about this month is wealth, money, and receiving. So as Mallory and I were talking about, I feel that we should tag Mallory or something because she's not here. Let's do that, shall we? Why isn't it letting me tag her? I don't even know. Somebody tag Mallory. So as we were talking about it, I was like, oh my gosh, we should do March Money Madness. So I'm not into basketball, so March Madness is just not my thing. But I was like, we could do March Money Madness, and that would totally be my thing. And so what I have decided is that March is going to be all about wealth alchemy. And so we are going to talk about, it's basically like all my live streams this entire month are going to be really, really content heavy, content focused on wealth alchemy. So what does what does wealth alchemy mean to me? Oh, it's gonna be so good because my nose is already itching. What does wealth alchemy mean to me? Well, for me, it's about our ability to transmute our current beliefs, our current belief systems, and shift our emotional conditioning and our patterning around wealth. So that we can call in and create a new reality. And so I'm just excited about it because I'm super fired up about this. I have some amazing announcements I'm gonna make during this live stream. But this is just gonna be me giving back to you, me talking about all of my tips, all of my tricks, all of the things that I do to create wealth. How I clean up my emotional baggage around deserving and worthiness and receiving and manifesting and just talking about all this stuff. I love it. Like it's my passion. I am moving deeper and deeper into my modified big why, which now really includes shifting the collective consciousness around healers and energy workers and spiritual change makers making money. I really believe that a big part of why I'm on this planet is to help shift those mindsets and to shift that collective consciousness. And so, yeah, so we're gonna be doing that all month long. So again, if you're sick of hearing me talk about money, if you are like, she only ever talks about money, you're gonna wanna unfollow me for the entire month, because every live stream is just gonna be me talking about money, me talking about how you can shift your limiting beliefs around money. Like, that's what we're talking about all month long. So it is 3-3 in Bali. It is March 3rd of a 3-year. And I wanted to touch on this for a minute, because I don't know, those of you that did my 2019 Creation Intensive, probably know I'm going to bed. You're going to bed? You don't want to talk about money? Those of you that did my 2019 Creation Intensive know that I talked about, we did a lot on what this 3-year meant. The first 2 months of the year have been really hard. February was, as far as I can tell, for the majority of the people that I interact with in the online space, February was a financial disaster. February, people made less money in February than they had in months and months and months. Well, I believe this is because there was so much healing that needed to happen in January and February of this year. One of the things that I talked about was that this 3-year was going to be all about us being able to step into the spotlight, and all of us in some, hey Amy, all of us in some fashion being able to really step into our leadership role, into the role of fame and fortune, if that's what we choose. But in some way, the spotlight will be shown on everyone this year. Everyone that did the work in the first part of the year to clear up all the deep wounding, all the things that needed to be handled. So we had an opportunity, you know, and even into March, right? We had an opportunity to really put to bed for good the deep wounds that we've had our whole lives. We have the ability to just do some really deep healing work around stuff that's been lingering for a while, or that we've had a hard time moving through. And the people that jump in and dive into those, into the healing the first 3 months of the year, so you still have a month to do this if you haven't done it, but the people that really dive in the first 3 months of the year are the ones that are really going to be able to take advantage of the 3-year energy. So I'm like, how many of us have baggage and emotional conditioning and bullshit that we're carrying around money? Every single one of us. There's not one person out there, I don't care who they are. Oprah still has money baggage and shit that she's carrying around, right? So what an amazing time right now to be talking about money, right? And to be doing wealth alchemy in March, right? In the 3 month of the 3-year. And so we're kicking this off on 3-3, and that wasn't even intentional, but I woke up today and I was like, oh my God, it's 3-3, of course we're doing it. Because I woke up this morning and I was like, messaged my graphic designer and I was like, listen, I need graphics I need March Money Madness graphics, I need Wealth Alchemy graphics, I need Wealth Witch graphics, blah, 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 blah. So there's gonna be some awesome new graphics coming out later today. So stay tuned for that, because they're gonna be rich and expensive looking and badass, as they should be, right? So if you are just joining and you weren't here in the beginning, my nose is itching so bad, so this whole month is gonna be so good, I can already tell. I am doing a month of just me to you. All of my live streams this month are gonna be centered around wealth alchemy, and tips and tricks to get rid of your limiting beliefs and all of your baggage that you're carrying about money. Money, wealth, and receiving. So we're gonna be talking about all of those things this month. So I'm going to be kind of peppering through this today with some, the nose always knows, and it's itching like crazy today. I'm going to be peppering through here, some announcements that I'm super excited about. So the first is that I have a podcast getting ready to launch, and it's called Leah Steele, the Wealth Witch. And so it will be launching sometime this month, and I'm really excited about it. So one of the things I'm really excited about with this March Money Madness is getting feedback and information from all of you on what the subjects are that you want to hear me talk about and cover on my podcast. So I'll be getting some really amazing ideas, I'm sure, throughout this month on topics that we want to cover on the podcast, and also some ideas about guests that I want to bring on so that we can talk about money on podcast, right? So I'm super excited about that. Doing an amazing partnership with a really dear friend of mine, and obviously, like, as we get closer to the launch date, I'll be telling you more about that, but just kind of know that that's coming, and so I'm super excited about that. And so we'll be doing it two ways, actually. We will have the podcast, which will be on iHeartRadio and iTunes and all of those spaces of distribution, but I also will be doing a video cast that it'll be simultaneous audio and video that will be on YouTube. So you'll be able to find it there, and then we'll also be putting those episodes onto my IGTV channel. So you'll be able to find them on all the social medias. You will find me on all the social medias. So yeah, so that's one piece of exciting news that I wanted to announce on this live stream. So, I wanted to just talk about something really basic today that I think seems so basic to me, but I think that most people just do not have a grasp of how important it is. And that is that all wealth alchemy, all wealth consciousness work, all improvement in your finances, all things having to do with money, wealth, and receiving start with saying yes to your soul. Until you begin to really get clear on where you're saying yes to your soul and where you're saying no to your soul, it's going to be virtually impossible for you to accumulate and acquire wealth of any substantial means, right? Especially when we are spiritual people, especially when we are sending the messages to the universe that we desire to be in alignment, when we continue to say no to our soul in areas surrounding money, wealth, and receiving, we're sending a message to the universe that we don't really know what we want. And mixed messages to the universe result in no action at all. So it's vitally important that you begin to strengthen that connection to yourself, to your higher self. And through that connection to yourself and your higher self is where your connection to source comes from. So what does that look like? And how do we go about, beginning to say yes to our soul? Well, it can be difficult and it can be tricky in the beginning because we're all so used to saying no, always saying no, always making excuses and putting other things before saying yes to soul. Especially as women, the women watching, we're conditioned as young girls to put everyone else before ourselves. And so even when our soul knows something isn't in our highest and best interest, we will do it anyway because, isn't that what we're supposed to do? Isn't that what it means to be a good girl? To be, self-sacrificial. Interestingly enough, I woke up out of a dead sleep night before last and I was like, oh, I need to do some clearing. And I was like, what's the clearing that I need to do? And I was like, the clearing that came up that I needed to do was, I'm okay with being a self-sacrificial martyr and I'm okay with being a self-sacrificial saint. So it was like I had to do the both sides of, so I'm okay with being a self-sacrificial martyr, and I'm okay with not being a self-sacrificial martyr, and I'm okay with being a self-sacrificial saint, and I'm okay with not being a self-sacrificial saint. Really basic statement clears in spiral clearing technique, right? And I was not okay with any of them. I wasn't okay with being a self-sacrificial martyr, and I wasn't okay with not being one, and I wasn't okay with being my nose is going crazy today, you guys. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so good. And I was not okay with being a self-sacrificial saint, and I wasn't okay with any of the things, basically, is what was happening. And it was also quite funny, because I literally it woke me up in the middle of the night, and I was like, and I didn't do the clearing in the middle of the night. I just woke up in the middle of the night and was like, okay, I have to do this clearing. And then I put the clearing, and then I put the, I was like, I have to do this clearing. And so then I wrote it down in my notes section of my phone. And then yesterday I was going to look for my sales script to send to somebody who was inquiring about one of my programs. And I saw it there and I was like, oh, I totally forgot. So then yesterday I did the clearing on it and I was like, oh my God, this is so good. Like, this is my subconscious mind in the middle of the night being like, you need to clear being a self-sacrificial martyr and a self-sacrificial saint. So if you want a little glimpse inside my head, that is what is happening. I don't even know why we started talking about that. Oh, because I was talking about conditioning with women. So yeah, I mean, I think it's just really, it's important to begin to reconnect and to begin to listen. And when we've said no to soul for so long, the voice can often be quite quiet. And we often have to really get ourselves into, you know, a higher vibrating state so that we could hear. And so, you know, I do that through meditation. I do that through physical body movement. I do that through journaling. So then raising my vibration allows me to hear that voice of soul more loudly. So here's an example. Like, I was gonna go to F45 this morning, and I woke up and immediately my soul was like, nope, it's not F45. And I was like, okay, is hot yoga a better choice? And it was like, yes, hot yoga was a better choice. But I really just wasn't feeling it. And I wasn't quite sure why. And I was like, okay. And I knew, like, I really wanted to journal. So I was like, okay, I'm journaling. I've got some sales scripts to write. That was basically it. I wanted to do this live stream. I wanted to do some sales. I need to finish writing some sales scripts. And I need to respond to some people that are inquiring about Ouroboros, which we're going to talk about in a minute. And then I'm going to go spend the afternoon at the beach with my family. So, but I was planning on, I was like, I need to move my body, is what I was feeling yesterday. And so then I was just like not feeling it. And I've really been trying to make a commitment to take care of my physical body, and I've been slacking on it this week. And so I'm like, okay, what's this about? Is this resistance, or is there really something going on where, like, soul does not want to go work out today? And so I was like, well, I'm just gonna do some journaling, and then I'm gonna check in after the journaling and see where I'm at. Because I wasn't able to hear clearly at that moment. I thought maybe I was just in resistance, but I was definitely hearing a voice saying, like, no, don't want to do that. So I just got pinged while I was doing my journaling to check my Clue app, which is where I check my cycle. And I was like, oh, my cycle is starting in 3 days. That's why my body isn't feeling like going and doing these things that are going to be fairly strenuous on me. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to honor that. So that was soul saying, like, no, not today. Like, we're just not feeling it today. And that, you know, isn't to say that I shouldn't have gone and done it yesterday or the day before. So, you know, I was definitely just having resistance on those days, but today it really was a no, not feeling it. So it takes practice, and even I have to work, you know, pretty hard once in a while to be able to hear the voice and know if it's just me having resistance or if that's really the right voice. But it's there, and it's there as your guidance. And so, especially when it comes to making money, when we're continually saying no to soul and no to self, it is so difficult to make the kind of money that we desire to make, and to make the kind of money we desire to make with flow and ease, right? Where we're not struggling, where we're not pushing, where we're not feeling like we have to force, when we're able to actually just kind of sit back, be in purpose, do our purpose work, and allow the money to flow to us. That has everything to do with, are you listening to and following direction from soul? So one of the journaling prompts that I actually sent out, it may have been the first journaling prompt in the journaling course, was how often are you saying no to soul, and what would change if you started saying yes? So that's a journaling prompt that you can just do and use, what would happen if you said, what would happen if you started saying yes? How often are you saying no to soul, and what would change if you started saying yes? So one of the places that I see people do this all the time is financial investments in personal development. And so we'll want to do a program, we'll feel called to do a program, it'll resonate with us, it'll be a soul yes, and then we will justify not doing it because of the cost of the program. And this is, I see my clients do it all the time. And then I have conversations with my private clients who finally get to the point where they're like, fuck this shit, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, I'm going to say yes to my soul. And they always come to me and say, oh, if I had just said yes to my soul 2 years ago when my soul told me to do that thing, to do that program, and then I was like, no, I can't afford it. No, I can't find the money. No, and then I made all these, and so what we do generally is then we'll go find a program that's cheaper, that's not fully soul aligned, and we'll spend money on that thing instead of the thing that we really like knew that was meant for us, knew that we desired to do. And so when it comes to something like money, we have to put our money where our mouth is. In order to make progress in that area. We just do. That's it. It's funny because I was in my spiral practitioner group, somebody asked about doing a trade for a wealth clear, and I loved it because immediately, like, one of the other practitioners, and it wasn't even me, one of the other practitioners, my nose is itching like crazy. One of the other practitioners was like, no, you need to pay for a wealth clear. Like, don't trade for it. Like, you've got to show the signal to the universe that you're ready to change your money story and your money situation, right? So I wish I could tell you that you can change limiting beliefs around money and that you can clear shit around money without spending money. I don't believe that to be true. I have never seen that to be true. Every time I have made a major shift when it comes to finances, it's because I have put my ass on the line and invested in programs that stretched me beyond my comfort zone, that I then had no other option but to rise up and meet the commitment. And also to look at the really hard stuff along the way where I was attached to the limiting beliefs, where I was getting a payoff from the limiting beliefs, where I was holding on to the limiting beliefs because they made me feel safe and secure in some way. And so that's what I know to be. That's what I know to be true. And somebody comment, because I don't know if the comments are working or not. I'm having like really weird internet issues the last couple of days, and I'm seeing people join, but I'm not seeing any comments. Maybe you guys are just listening. But somebody shoot me a comment so I know that. Ugh. And then my screen just got all dark too. My nose is itching so bad, it's crazy. I just got the first, okay, good. I just got the first draft of the new graphics. Oh my goodness. They look good. Super excited. We will see them shortly. Okay. Oh my God. I love all the comments. So good, so good, so good. Okay. So, I think that's my first, so I will say, like, so my first thing was like, I started investing in, and look, like, the investments don't have to be like these huge investments, right? But it was like, so first I started investing in books. So I started like putting my money where my mouth was and investing in wealth consciousness books, audiobooks, online meditations. I was doing the free stuff too, but it was like, I was like, nope, now I'm making an investment into self. And so I started small with that stuff. And then I did then I did Money Mentality Makeover, and that was a huge stretch for me financially to do that. And then it just paid off like in spades. It was crazy. Like that was insane. And then I invested in the spiral, right? And I knew that was going to shift my wealth story. And then I signed up to work with Kat. And I mean, there's been a million other things along the way, right, that I've done when it comes to wealth consciousness work and investing in self. But every time I've made a huge leap financially is investing in myself. But also, hey, Emily just did this recently, but also in not just investing in myself, but investing in myself in a way that it would require me to work through my limiting beliefs, or that, you know, just by nature of the program, like when I invested in Spiral, I just cleaned up shit around deserving and receiving and worthiness and all of that, right? So that was an investment into self and personal development, but it also shifted the money things because 1, it was an investment, 2, it was a stretch, and 3, the nature of the program was that it was helping me clear limiting beliefs around that shit. But we have to make those stretches to get ourselves into a place of, oh my gosh, you guys, my nose. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good this month, the whole month. If I know, I'm really like hoping when I get off this live stream, my nose stops itching though, because I don't want to have an itching nose the whole day long. Yeah, it's just like, it really is that sign, like, okay, universe, I really am fucking sick of this. I really am fucking sick of where I am. I really am willing to do whatever it takes. Somebody messaged me the other day and they were like, I really want to do your wealth program, but I'm a single mom and like, how do I, you know, I just don't have the money. How do I find the money? And what I responded to her was, you know, whether it's this program or another program, eventually something is going to ring true enough with your soul. Something is going to be such a soul fuck yes to you that you are going to do whatever it takes to make that happen. You will find a way. You will find a way to invest in yourself. You will find a way to make it happen. And in that moment is when the shift and the change will occur, because it will be you getting to a moment and deciding that there is no other option, that the only option is forward momentum. And so this is the same thing. Like, this is absolutely what we need to, like, that's the energy that has to happen in the, oh my God, so good. Do you guys want to see it? Can you see it? Wealth Alchemy with the Wealth Witch. So good. I'm going to be posting it. You're going to see it all over the interwebs. Hopefully my nose is not going to itch the entire month though, because it's really distracting when you're watching me, and it's really distracting when I'm trying to talk. So let's just say, yes, we hear you. Yes, we know it's going to be good. Yes, we're so excited. Can you please, we got it. I got it. I'm totally down with it. I know it's going to be awesome and amazing. I'm done with the nose itching. Can we just carry on with the live stream without all the nose itching? Please. Thank you. Okay, maybe we'll be good now. So. Are you flipping that on me? So, okay. And so it is. And so the nose shall no longer itch. Sometimes you just have to be like, yes, I heard you. Yes, I know. Thank you very much. Thank you for the sign. Thank you for the, I love it. I love it when you send me signs. But good Lord Almighty, do we have to just itch the whole entire time? Awesome, Sarah. Yeah. So, you know, and it's investing with intention, right? It's not doing it fucking willy-nilly. And I'm not saying you were doing it willy-nilly, Sarah. That was not what I was saying. But I'm like, it's investing with intention. It's intentionally creating a stretch in your life where, nope, see, they're like, yep, that, okay, got it, awesome. It's intentionally creating a stretch that going into the action of the investment with the intention that it's going to stretch you and help you clear up the conditioning or help you clear up the limiting beliefs, right? Because ultimately, what does it all come down to? Intention and belief. Always, in all things, right? It's the same with wealth consciousness. So here's where I'm a little bit different, and what I'm realizing really is my niche and is my gift in this space, right? I know for a fact, because I am walking, talking, breathing proof of it, that money, making money, changing how you feel about receiving, acquiring and accumulating wealth, it's about intention and belief, and it is about the magic, and it is about the things that are so outside the box that we almost don't believe that they could be impactful. So for me with Spiral, when I went through Spiral the first time, I was like, how is this program gonna change everything in my life? Like, this seems so simple. Like, it can't be this easy, right? I can't just simply like set an intention, identify an emotion, use the Chinese meridian point to clear it, and then magically everything's gonna be okay. And it was like, nope, actually, yes, that's exactly what can happen. And my life was ridiculously impacted by that, which is why I became an emotional clearing practitioner, why I became a Spiral practitioner. And, so then I begin like really doing my deep dive into the parallel realms. And I'm like, it can't just be as easy as, visiting parallel realms and then reaching out and calling in that other version of what's happening in my life to me in this lifetime. It can't just be that easy. And then it was like, no, actually it is that easy. And obviously there are tools associated with these things that you need to be able to have them work. But what I have found, and what has been true for me, is that in the more radical, and the more I think, wow, this couldn't possibly be the thing that will work for me, the more it does. The more mystical, the more magical, the more it dips into the occult, the more I'm like, yep, it fucking works, right? So I'm going to talk a little bit about Ouroboros right now, because it just seems like a really good transition into talking about this program, because this program that I'm doing falls into the realm of what I was just talking about. First and foremost, I want to just say that I'm taking 22 people into this program. This program is not for everyone. It is not for the faint of heart. It is not for the people that want to just be in a program where they're going to simply kind of coast by, because we're going all the way in. We're going all the way in. We're going all the way into the metaphysical. We're going, into the science side of it, and also into the actual magical side of it. So 12 weeks with me. This is intensive emotional clearing work. And we will be doing maternal and paternal ancestral line clearing around money, wealth, and receiving. We will be doing current lifetime clearing. We will be doing parallel lifetime clearing. So other lifetimes that we have things happening that are hindering us from moving forward in this lifetime, we'll be clearing that. We will be doing future timeline clearing and clearing up blocks that are going to potentially get in our way in the future. We'll be doing a ton of content along the way. And really deep diving into what is money magic? How do we permanently shift our mindset to a place where we just exist when when it comes to relating with money, we just exist in the metaphysical, and that's it. And we believe that all things are possible, because that is the place where money manifests easily and effortlessly and without you having to do much of anything. Learning to access that place, you know, at first on a weekly basis creates massive change, and then on a daily basis. And it's like, how do we get to the point where that is actually where we exist, where money is magic? I talk about all the time that money is like a neutral resource, right? It's neither good nor bad. It takes on whatever association you assign to it. So if you're assigning an association that money has control over you, and that money is bad, and that money is difficult, and money makes your life difficult, then, sorry, there's a spider. Oh, look, I also have a Batman. What are these things called? Ow. Okay, I got distracted, sorry. If we're assigning a negative association to money, that money makes our life hard, money makes our life difficult, money has some kind of power or control over us, then it does. And if we're assigning a good association to money, that it makes us happy, that it fulfills us, that it, all of those things, then it does. But the truth of the matter is, it's actually a neutral resource. So when we step fully into that belief of money actually is magical, because it does exist in all of those realms, right? Then that's what it is. Then it is magical. Then it is metaphysical. I think about my business all the time and where I am and the amount of money that I've made and the chunks that I've made. And it's like, there's no logical explanation for that happening. 1 million accountants, 1 million CPAs could sit down and try to like analyze and figure out how I did what I did, and they couldn't, because that's not what it was. It was this thing I'm talking about. It was going in and clearing up all the stuff. I've literally spent, I don't even know how many hours, but I have cleared every installment, every statement clear, every quadrant clear. I mean, I have done so much money clearing on myself, it's not even funny. And I continue to do it on, 2 to 3 times a week, right? I'm doing wealth resonance clearing, and I'm clearing up. I mean, like this clear that I did the other night that I was talking about earlier on this live stream, being a self-sacrificial martyr, that has to do with money, right? That has to do with wealth. That has to do with receiving. It's like we forget how much all of this stuff is tied in. Another thing that we're going to be addressing and talking about is in Ouroboros and clearing is the attachment, the energetic attachment and parallel that money and sex have, and the energetic vibrational frequencies and how they match and how one affects the other so greatly, right? And cleaning up that stuff so that we can separate that. So that's what's happening with Ouroboros. Ouroboros is starting on April 4th. However, the first 5 people that sign up for Ouroboros are getting something just ridiculously special from me. An amazing, amazing, amazing gift that I'm not telling what it is, because it's fucking mystical and magical and amazing. So the first 5 people that sign up are getting that gift from me. The first 10 people that sign up are actually getting, in addition to Ouroboros, they're getting my Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game course that is also launching in April, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. But Ouroboros is, again, it's like, this is not like, this is going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. It's going to be uncomfortable. There's going to be a lot of shit that you don't want to look at. You're going to hate me. You're going to want to quit. Guaranteed all of those things throughout this program. And so the people that come in there, they've got to be willing to make a commitment to really, really doing the work, because it's going to be rough. It has been rough for me. And it has also been the most rewarding thing in the world for me, because on the other side of it was a self-assuredness and a financial freedom and independence and life of abundance and luxury and wealth like I never actually dreamed was possible. So that is what the purpose of and what the program Ouroboros is all about. So if you know already, some of you do because my nose is itching, if you know already that this program is for you, by the way, you're gonna be fucking shocked at how inexpensive this program is. And I'm not talking about it right now because if you feel called, you'll feel called, and then you'll message me, and then we'll find out why you want to do the program and if it's a good fit, and then I'll send you the financial investment information. But I will tell you that this program should be about 8 times more expensive, and I'm not making it 8 times more expensive because a big part of what I'm doing in this program is me stepping into and moving into a place of that giving back that I desire to do around shifting the wealth consciousness of the planet. And so there's a big portion of this program that I'm doing as like my service, right? Because I know that if I take and I shift these beliefs in 22 people, or the combination of me and them shift these beliefs in 22 people, that then they're gonna go out and create an enormous ripple effect in their community. And so there's definitely a service piece when it comes to this program. So I think you will be actually like totally shocked and surprised at how affordable that program is. So that's Ouroboros. Super excited about that. Quantum wealth repatterning. Then I'm doing a 4-week class that I'm not actually in the middle of launching. Like, so Ouroboros is in launch right now. You can definitely message me about that. And then Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game will be a 4-week program that will be happening in April, and there'll be more to come on that. And that program will be a little bit lighter, but it will be a lot of mindset shifting, a lot of mindset work. Think money mentality makeover on spiritual steroids. That's kind of how I feel like it's gonna be. On spiritual steroids, money mentality makeover on spiritual steroids. Yeah, but all of this stuff is wealth alchemy, right? It's all about wealth alchemy. So here's what's gonna be happening. Daily tips and tricks on actually what I do. My intention is this month to just provide a ton of free content around money, wealth, and receiving. I'll be sending out emails every day with some journaling prompts, some like thoughts of the day, some things to get you thinking, with the replays of the live streams in case you miss them. So if you are not on my mailing list, you'll want to go to my website, www.theleahsteele.com, and sign up there so that you can get the emails. But those will be coming out on a daily basis. And yeah, you'll start to see the March Money Madness stuff on the interwebs and the Wealth Alchemy stuff on the interwebs, IGTV and Facebook. And so yeah, just join me this month and shift some stuff around money mindset and acquiring wealth and receiving and deserving and worthiness. And if you are inclined and you feel called to join me in one of my programs, I would absolutely love to fucking have you. And yeah, I think that's it. So I think that's all I have for the day. I just wanted to give a little intro to what we're going to be doing this month. And so now I'm going to go write some sales scripts because I'm going to get some food first. Then I'm going to write some sales scripts. Then I'm going to the beach. And that's it. That's all I have. So I love you all. Have an amazing day, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world as you are watching this live stream or you're watching the replay.